Welcome back to another video. Today is March 29th, and that means a new Destiny 2 hotfix because it is reset day. Hotfix 4.0.0.5, because I know you guys are keeping up. I know I'm an hour late, but that's okay. Let's just walk through this. I know it's not super long. These hotfix notes rarely are. But there is some really good stuff in here from what I've seen on Twitter, so here we go. Activities, the Wellspring attacks. The Wellspring attack, there were a few issues with like not being able to move into new encounters if you were doing certain things. There was no like benefit to it, but it was just this weird like game-breaking thing. So they fixed an issue where players were able to avoid being pulled into the boss arena during the encounter when they were like up against the shield barrier. They just didn't get moved in. And players that joined the activity late would prevent activity barriers from spawning in the first place, which would mean you couldn't move on. You couldn't complete the activity. Not good. Fixed an issue where wizards and carried objects could be pushed to sink through the middle pillar, which soft blocked the instance. Because if you did, you can't smash the ball, whatever. I thankfully never ran into a lot of this because I frankly just haven't ran a lot of Wellspring. I haven't been that particularly concerned about Wellspring because it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And so, yeah, haven't really ran into any of these issues, but I'm glad that they are fixing them. This one, however, I did have, excuse me, the Psyops Battlegrounds and the Cosmodrome blocked players sometimes from picking up the captured light. Just ended the encounter. Gone. Or ended the whole activity. Couldn't do it. So glad they fixed that. Trials of Osiris. Wow, I can't talk today. Trials of Osiris mementos weren't dropping. Not my concern. Haven't played Trials a single time since the expansion. Not really missing it because I've seen just everything wrong on Twitter. You let me know what you think is wrong with Trials of Osiris in the comments down below, and if you think it's worth it me getting back into it this weekend. We'll see. Gameplay and investment stuff. This is kind of where I wanted to really dig into. So they fixed an issue where combatants would remain stun locked indefinitely when they hit with the glaive melee. They've had some issues with the glaive mods and the glaive like things. And so I'm glad that they're fixing them. That's why they disabled it for the raid. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. This one's huge though. Balance tweaks were made to firmly planted on fusion rifles. They cut it in half, which I think True Vanguard actually mentioned last week or maybe just a few days ago on Twitter. But they gave it the same thing as the tap the trigger treatment. I think under pressure is the only perk left that they need to do this to, and then fusions will be somewhat tolerable. Here's the thing though, in my opinion, special weapons in Destiny 2 right now are just too easy to use, just kind of across the board. Because the thing is, when fusions get nerfed, which they inevitably will, something else is going to take over. Shappy's going to be back. Ariana's Vow has always been in the mix. Like, it's just special weapons as a whole are too easy to use. Finding a good fusion rifle player is not difficult at all. Like, they've changed the primary gameplay into special ammunition and special weapons. I don't know how to fix it. I'm not that guy, but I also don't get paid to have those fixes in place or come up with them. I think that I did see a fix a while back that was basically, hey, in order to get special ammunition drops, you have to kill them with a primary weapon, and I really like that. I'd like to see that in a Crucible Labs maybe next season. We'll see. And then they buffed glaives into the point where it'll now recharge after 4 successful projectile hits instead of 6, which is big for glaive users. I don't use glaives. I don't like the weapon type. The archetypes just isn't for me right now, but that's okay. If you like them, go ahead and use them. I know a lot of you guys that watch me do. Suppressing glaive now consumes and requires 10% of your weapon energy when applying the suppression effect. I didn't know this was a problem, but apparently it was. Again, not really a big glaive user. But apparently you got a little balanced glaives. So, aspects. Shadow of the Old Gods is now more likely to reach its intended target, no longer bouncing off its directed path. Still proud of our child, even more than we were last week. Good job, child. So this is my favorite thing about Bungie, like, articles and patch notes and stuff. They're just so fun. This is such a fun company. Such a fun developer. Fixed an issue that prevented stat trackers from counting different things in the raid carries. Temporarily removing game credits. The director node will return in future. That's odd. What does this do? Does this go back? Yeah, this was last week's patch. So anyway, GG's, Bungie. I think overall that's good. I'm glad that you did that to Firmly Planted in the Fusions because that was clearly an impressive archetype of weapon. But we'll see if it does anything. My current guess, by the way, is no, it will not do anything. But we'll see. Give it a go. But that's been all for today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!